doing own voice over soft music. Jungkook walked down the stairs fully ready to go to his office, but he halted on his step when he heard the laughing sound from the kitchen area, so he went towards the direction to see what's happening. Jungkook reached the kitchen just for his mood to spoil as he saw his dad and his so-called stepmom spending a quality time with each other which didn't please him. She is standing in my mom's place, he said to himself while gritting his teeth and fisting his palm in anger, and his eyes, dark and were fixed on the elder couple as he was glaring them. But then he came to reality when he felt a hand on his shoulder, and he turned around to see his stepsister standing with a sweet smile, and Jungkook's all anger melted away. Oppa, you gonna have breakfast? She asked him. Has Jungkook never have breakfast? No, I don't want to have. He coldly said and was about to leave, but son, wine baby, come, I prepared breakfast. She happily called them after seeing both of them standing near the doorstep of kitchen. Wine smiled, coming Oma. She walked towards the table. Good morning, Appa. She greeted Jungkook's dad, who was now arranging plates on the table. Jungkook dad smiled. Good morning, princess. And Jungkook, come have a seat. Your Oma made your favorite. He said, hoping Jungkook will come and have breakfast with them. But my Oma left me just because you cheated on her with this woman who already had a daughter, he said while pointing at Wine's mom, and I will never accept her as my mom and I don't want her food. He harshly said and left from there, making Wine's mom's eyes teary and Wine too sad. Wine mom crying, why he can't accept me as his mom? Am I that bad? She cried heavily, and Jungkook's dad approached her. Calm down, honey. Trust me, one day he will accept you as his mom, he said and patted her back to console her. Meanwhile, Wine too had a little teary eyes while watching her mom cry. Oma, don't cry. Wine's mom looked at Wine and saw tears in her eyes too. So Wine's mom stopped crying just not to make Wine sad. No, baby, Oma is not crying, and have your breakfast. Your Oppa might be waiting. Yes, princess, you have food. You are getting late for class. Vine nodded her head and started having a breakfast. While Vine was having food, Vine's mom and Jungkook's dad was admiring Vine, and then I'm glad that Cook doesn't show hate towards Vine and he accepts her as a sister, she said while gaining everyone's attention. But Vine choked on her food after hearing sister. Slow down, baby. Here, drink water. He gave water to Vine and she drank it. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine, and now I should leave. Bye, Oma, Appa. See you in evening. She greeted them and ran outside as her mom's word already made her mood spoil and stomach full. When she reached outside, she saw Jungkook waiting for her while leaning on the car and talking in phone, looking so eternal that wine kept rolling over him. Please, princess, she came to reality when Jungkook noticed her and called her. Coming Oppa, she walked towards him. Jungkook called, no, no, I was talking to my baby sister. You continue. Wine immediately looked up at Jungkook when he mentioned her as his sister. Wine's heart broke and a cute sad pout appeared on her lips. Wine thought, everyone is seeing me as Oppa's sister. Even Oppa to see me as a sister. Then why can't I see him as my brother? Suddenly her heart ached when she mentioned Jungkook as a brother. Wine thought, no way I can see him as my brother. I love him, which I even doesn't know when I fall in love with him. She was internally thinking that how she fell in love with Jungkook without knowing that Jungkook was admiring her confused sporty face looking so cute and at the same time. But then Wine came to reality when Jungkook started fixing her baby hair from her forehead, still talking on phone. Wine thought, see now, tell me, how can I not fall in love with him? She said, just kept looking at his face, but then again her heart ached when she heard Jungkook call. I will be there after dropping my sister. Tell them to wait in the meeting room. Jungkook called. Okay, he cut the call and put his phone inside the pant pocket. Jungkook smiled. Shall we go? My princess Wine smiled. Yes, Oppa. Then get in, my queen, he said while playfully opening the car door and bowing down in respect, making Wine chuckle. Oppa, don't make me blush, she said while cupping her own cheeks. You look so good while you blush. He winked at Wine, making Wine blush more. Ush, Oppa, she hit Jungkook and then she get in before her makes her more blush, and Jungkook just kept admiring her blushing face, and then he closed the door and left to his driver's seat and drive off. Be attentive in class, okay? Yes, Oppa, she said, and then Jungkook stopped the car in front of her university. See you in evening, princess. Wine smile, yes, Oppa, and you don't forget to have breakfast at office and also eat lunch on time, and most important, don't overwork, okay? She reminded him, which is her daily routine to remind him to eat. Yes, my queen, he said, and Wine smiled at him. Okay, I will go now. She was about to leave, but princess, you Wyan turned to face Jungkook. Yes, Oppa, aren't you forgetting something? He asked with a raised eyebrow and I'm sorry, Oppa. She leaned towards Jungkook and his both cheek and lastly forehead and back off. Jungkook smiled good. He too leaned forward and her Wyan's forehead. Now go. Wyan nodded her head and left the car and get into the university and Jungkook start the engine and after Wyan gets completely inside the university. Wine was deep in thought about something, but then suddenly, boom, Wine flinched badly at a sudden sound and placed her hand over her and turned around to see. Oh my god, Leah, you scared me, she said after seeing her one and only best friend. What? I did what I usually do with you. It's you who was lost in thought, she said and made herself comfortable on the seat next to Wine. So tell me, what were you dreaming? Wine smiled. Today also Oppa shouted at Oma. She said with a cute sad pout and looked down at her fidgeting fingers. It's oh nothing new. What's today's matter? He said. Wine looked up at Leah. Just Appa said that Oma made your favorite and Oppa busted out saying that she is not his Oma and she told everything what Jungkook said making Leah just nod her head that she understood the situation. But Wine, if we think from Jungkook's point of view, then he is has every right to be angry on your mom because your mom is the reason for his family breakdown, right? Wine sighed at Leah's word as she doesn't have anything to answer for that because Leah is right though, but then something else strike Wine's mind. Leah, she called Leah in a tone as if she wants to ask something very important from her. Go on, I'm listening, she said as she was scrolling through her phone. Leah, is it wrong to fall in love with our stepbrother? She asked Leah, making Leah's fingers stop to moving on phone screen, and she faced Wine with a mischief smile, which soon turned into a shrimp. You love Jungkook, right? She asked, making Wine blush, and she bit her lips and said, oh God, is Wine blushing? She said a bit louder, making Wine a little embarrassed as few students were there in classroom, and they all look at Wine. Leah, lower your voice. Leah just nodded her head at Wine's word. About your relationship with your stepbrother, she said in a serious tone, making Wine a little nervous, but soon her nervousness faded away when Leah smiled. No, it's not wrong because you both are not biological, Leah said, making Wine relief. But then the remaining students came inside, followed by the professor, so Wine and Leah stopped their conversation and focused on their class. Did you got any information? He asked his personal agent who was standing right in front of him. Almost, sir. Just a few more weeks. We will give you the complete details and whereabouts of your mom. Good. I want it as earlier as possible. Yes, sir. I will leave now. Jungkook just nodded his head and left the agent from there. I will soon find you, mom, and I will bring you to me. A drop of tear left his eyes, and he leaned back to his chair and closed his eyes. That's when the happy face of Wine flashed in his mind, so he again opened his eyes and took his phone and unlocked his phone screen. Jungkook to himself, just wait, princess. First, let me bring back my mom, then I will propose you to be my wife, and then we will get married in presence of my mom, and then me, you, and my mom will live happily, he said while looking at Wine's wallpaper in his phone screen, and a sweet smile appeared on his lips. Wine walked out of the university while talking with Leah, but then a wide smile appeared on her lips when she saw Jungkook waiting for her near the university gate. Oh, your oppa is here. I will go now. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Thus both part their ways. Oppa, she called him as he was busy using his phone while leaning on the car, and he immediately looked up from his phone when Wine called him. Oh, sorry, princess. I got a little busy with work. That's why I didn't notice you came. Wine smiled. It's okay, Oppa. Did you came a long time ago? No, Oppa just came and called you. Jungkook smiled. Come, let's go, he said, and Wine nodded her head and both left to house. Jungkook and Wine came home long time ago and freshened up. Jungkook was busy working on his laptop. That's when he heard his bedroom door open without permission, so it means it's Wine, as only Wine gets in his room without permission. Princess, I'm not hungry, he said even without taking his eyes from laptop. But Oppa, I specially made it for you, she said and sat next to him on bed, and Jungkook looked up from laptop to see Wine with a sad pose which melted Jungkook's heart. Okay, fine, I will eat it. Don't make such sad face, he said, making Wine's face light up. Here, have it and say how it is, she said while placing the food tray in front of him. Jungkook took the spoonful of food and ate it, and here Wine was eagerly waiting for his response. How is it? It's good, he said and continued eating, making Wine happy too. Did you eat? He asked Wine while munching his food. Yes, I did, so you ate it. Jungkook simply nodded his head and continued eating. You okay? Now I will keep the plate back in kitchen and come again with my book. Okay, don't take too much time. Oh, Wine smiled. Okay, she took the plate and left the kitchen. Wine entered the dining room, and a wide smile formed on her lips after seeing her mom waiting for her as every other day, and thus when her eyes fall on Wine. So she eagerly stood up and asked Wine, did he eat? What did he say? Did he like it? As usual, the same questions. Wine smiled, yes, Oma, he enjoyed the food and see he finished it all. She showed her the plate. Wine mom smiled, my son might be so hungry, she said with a teary eyes after seeing the plate clean. Wine sighed, Oma, please don't cry. You know na I can't see you cry, she said while holding her palm, and Wine's mom immediately wiped her tears. No, your Oma won't cry, and give me this and you go, she said after taking the plate from Wine's hand. Good night, Oma. Good night, baby. She peeked Wine's forehead, and Wine first left to her room to get her notebook and then to Jungkook's room to study, as Jungkook always helped her in her studies, and then after 2 hours she go to her room and sleep. Like this, 2 weeks passed and everything was as usual, routine for everyone, and still Jungkook hated Wine's mom. He usually avoided her presence, and when she asked him something, he rudely answered her, making her sad. Wine was sitting on the passenger seat and using Jungkook's phone, and Jungkook was happily driving, but then suddenly Jungkook's phone rang. Who is it, baby? Kim Era, she said with a little frown. Oh, just take the call and put it on speaker, he asked Wine, thinking that it might be something related to business, as Era is his business partner, and Wine did exactly as Jungkook told her, only for both of them to regret. Jungkook, she did you think about my proposal? She directly asked without even wishing him, making Jungkook's eyes wide open in shock and Wine's heart to ache. Ara, I'm driving. I will call you later. Saying this, he immediately took the phone from Wine's hand and cut it without even listening to what Ara said, making Wine a little suspicious. Who is she, Oppa? Wine asked, which she herself doesn't know what made her ask him, and Wine's tone was a bit serious. Princess, she is my business partner, and she was talking about a new project proposal, he immediately said to Wine, and Wine believed him. Oh, okay. Her burning heart calmed down, and Jungkook to realize his breath, which he was holding from the time Era talked about the proposal. Jungkook was working. That's when his secretary came inside after getting permission from Jungkook. Yes, Alex. Sir, the CEO of Kim Enterprise, Kim Era, is waiting for you in the lobby and she is asking to let her in, he said, making Jungkook sign, let her in. Okay, sir. He left to inform this to Era. Era came inside Jungkook's cabin and saw him working. She was rolling over him, but then she came to reality when, what made you come here, Miss Kim? He asked Era in a well professional tone, and Era walked towards Jungkook and sat in front of him. Jungkook, why did you didn't call me? You said you will call me afterwards, so as you didn't call me, so I came to you, she said with a sweet smile. Oh, I got busy. It's okay, I can understand you. Well, I came to ask you, did you think about my proposal? Jungkook son Miss Kim, I don't have feelings for you, he said to Era, making her smile to drop and her heart ache. But Jungkook, I love you. Just think, our relationship will be so useful for our company's benefit and also for our shareholders. She tried to convince Jungkook for the nth time, but Jungkook was strong in his decision. I'm sorry, Miss Kim, I still can't accept your proposal, and also my company and shareholders are doing good now. He simply rejected her, making her more sad. Okay, then I will leave. Yes, you should, and also don't come to my company unless it's related to business, he said, as Era is also his business partner, and Era just signed and left his cabin. Jungkook signed, God, please make her get some man, and she literally behind me from college time. Hope this time she doesn't come back again with her proposal, he said to himself, but little did he know Era has not leave him, and she will definitely get him by any means, because she was knowing that Jungkook will reject her as usual, so this time she already prepared a master plan to get him. Jungkook was waiting for Wine to come out from the college, and that's when he saw Wine walking out from the college, and a sweet smile appeared on his lips, and he felt like all his tiredness of the day vanished away. Bye, Leah. Bye, Wine. Both parted their ways, and Wine saw Jungkook, so she waved at him, which Jungkook replied back with a wide smile. Wine walked towards Jungkook, but then she halted on her track when she heard someone calling her name from behind, so she turned around to see Mark, the of the university. Mark stood in front of Wine. Jungkook's happy face turned into a cold, blank face when he saw a boy near Wine, so he started walking towards them. But as he reached them, what he heard made his boil in jealousy and anger, and he lose his control. Wine, I love you. Please give me a chance. For you, I am ready to give up my. Before he can complete, a hard land on his face, and Wine turned her face to her right side to see an angry Jungkook Oppa, her eyes wide open in shock. Stay away from my princess. She doesn't like you. Saying this, he held Wine's wrist and started walking towards the car, and Wine just kept following him without saying anything, as she doesn't want it to make Jungkook more angry because he has anger issue. Jungkook stopped the car in front of a mansion, and Wine looked around to see, Oppa, it's your new mansion which you brought just a few months ago. She said, facing Jungkook, who was already staring at her, but he didn't say anything and get out from the car, and then went towards Wine's side and helped her to get out and hold her wrist and took her inside. Jungkook closed the door of the bedroom and made Wine stand in front of him. Why you didn't say no to him? He asked Wine, making her confused. Wine, from whom, Oppa? Jungkook rolled eyes to that. Oh, that I was about to say, but then you came, and she didn't complete the sentence, but Jungkook got it what Wine meant, and Jungkook's heart calmed down after listening that Wine was about to say no, but then he thought, Jungkook thought, now I can't wait more. What if someone else tried to hit on my girl? No way I can let that happen. He took a deep breath and held Wine's both palms in his and looked up at her eyes, who was already looking at him with her doe eyes. Baby, he called Wine in a sweet voice. Yes, Oppa, I wanna say something to you, he said while tightening his hold on Wine's plum. Say, Oppa, I'm listening, she said, even though her heart started beating faster, which she doesn't know why was beating faster. I love you, babe, he said directly while looking deep in Wine's eyes, making Wine's eyes wide open in surprise. Jungkook smiled. I know you see me as your brother, but I can't see you as my sister. Wine, I don't know when I started loving you. The first time when I saw you, we both were too young, but as passing time, you become my comfort place after my mom, and slowly I fell in love with you. I was knowing that I love you, so you might be thinking then why I didn't propose you earlier. Trust me, Wine, I had a little task to do, and after achieving that, I was about to propose you for my wife. Jungkook said, but Wine was on numb, making Jungkook's heart to ache, thinking Wine might not. It's okay, you can take your time and think about my proposal. So shall we go? He wasn't able to complete as Wine tiptoed and peeked Jungkook's lips and immediately back off with a red cheeks, leaving Jungkook surprised. Baby, did it mean? He asked Wine, who was now smiling, seeing Jungkook being confused. Wine blushed. Yes, I too love you from a long time, but then thought you might only see me as your sister, as you always kept me mentioning my sister. So Jungkook pulled Wine into a hug. I said that because I don't know you loved me, but not anymore, he said while pulling back from the hug and cupped Wine's both cheek and peeked her forehead and then looked into her eyes. I love you, Wine, be mine. Wine blushed. I love you too, and I will be always yours, she said, making Jungkook happy, but then his eyes fall on Wine's lips, which he always wanted to, but kept controlling himself. So Baby called Wine to ask for her permission, but Wine got it. What Jungkook want has she too wanted to him, so you can me cook. He looked up at Wine with surprised eyes. Cook, how you know that nickname? Only my mom called me with that nickname. Wine smiled. My Oma used to call you that in your absence, she said, making Jungkook frown, but then Jungkook thought maybe Appa told her about my nickname. He was deep in thought, but then came to reality when Cook me. She was getting desperate as she now badly wanted him. Jungkook Shrim has my queen say. Saying this, he smashed his lips on her, and Wine smiled before replying back to the. Both were losing their control each passing second as they were showing how much they craved for each other all those years, making both of them wanting more. Jungkook pulled back from, and Wine was taking long breath. Baby, I want to, he said while joining his forehead with ours and cherishing her chip with his thumb. Me too, she said with a red cheek, making Jungkook shrimp and again smash his lips. While Jungkook started walking forwards, making Wine to walk backward, and soon her legs touched the edge of bed, and Jungkook put more pressure on her, resulting her body to lay on bed with Jungkook on top of her. Wine tapped Jungkook's shoulder, indicating she needs to breathe. So Jungkook left her lips and looked up at her, who was taking long breath. You ready for it, right? He again asked her just to get a confirmation from her. Yeah, she said while giving a sweet smile to Jungkook to ensure him that she is ready, and Jungkook smiled back at her. I love you. Wine smile, love you too. Jungkook peeked Wine's forehead and then both her eyes and then nose tip and then lastly her lips for a deep. To be continued in Instagram, link is in description. After a long passionate hour, Wine and Jungkook were cuddling under the blanket. Jungkook, why you brought this house? I mean, you already have a house which we are leaving now. She asked him after looking up at him while placing her chin over his. Jungkook smiled. I brought this house for us to stay after getting married, he said, making Wine surprise. So you were knowing that I love you. Jungkook chuckled. No, I wasn't, but I was sure that I will make you fall in love with me. How? She asked him, and Jungkook peeked Wine's forehead. As I can't give up on the first girl I love, so I was determined to do whatever to make you mine, even if it takes to give my life. He was cut it off when Wine him. Don't say that, she said and hugged Jungkook tightly. Jungkook smiled. Okay, fine, leave all that as now we are together. Let's leave. Wine just nodded her head and Jungkook covered both of them properly with blanket and turned off the light and both slept. Jungkook opened his eyes when Jungkook's phone rang with a notification and Jungkook took it to see it was his dad's message. Jungkook dad message, where are you and why? And Jungkook message, at my new house, we are spending a night here. He replied and turned off his phone and again hugged Wine and slept. As usual, Jungkook dropped Wine to university and came to his office. Jungkook was working when his secretary came inside with a file and placed it in front of him, making Jungkook frown as the Wine doesn't have his company's logo, so that means it is from some outsider. Whose file is this, sir? I don't know. A person gave it to me and asked to give it to you. Jungkook frowned. Where is that person now? He said he will be back as he got some important work, so till he come back he asked you to go through the file. Okay, you can leave. Alex nodded and left. Jungkook opened the file and what he saw and read made his heart, mind, body numb and he felt like his soul left the body. To be continued. Thanks for watching. Bye.